starts right now.
Making headlines this morning, a shooting near a Home Depot on San Antonio's west side leaves one man dead and another SAPD officer hurt.
We have one officer down. We have the suspect who was shot by an officer and is deceased.
Up next, why San Antonio's police chief is saying this is happening over and over and over again.
And looking outside with live cam this morning, another pleasant morning. We can handle these temperatures, at least this early, but yes, we're planning to prepare for the heat once again.
Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday, August 31st.
Yay, we made it to Thursday. We hope you had a wonderful week and, enjoyed the rain earlier and then now just at least cooler mornings at least.
It's been a brutal month. Let's put a bow on it and pack it away for the year. What do you say, Justin Warren?
Please. Yeah, we're going to have some of the stats for you coming up. But yesterday was 63 days at 100 or above. Today will be 64. So we're going to go right on into September with some hot weather. That's just the long and short of it. But we are going to look at some of those supermoon pictures. I promise. We got some of those coming in on KSAT Connect. And yeah, 63 days and counting. The triple-digit days keep piling up. When's that first front? When are we going to get it? We're going to look at the climatology and show you when we think we'll start to see some of the cool downs in the forecast. There's some good news there in the Gulf storms. We're going to take a look back at a busy 6 years. Of course, we had Idalia yesterday. We're going to compile it all together and look back at what has been a busy stretch in the Gulf of Mexico. Our forecast today, 7 a.m., 75 degrees by noontime, 94. Mostly sunny. No chance of rain today. We had a couple of showers yesterday. Don't foresee that happening today. And we're up around 101 by 4 o'clock, probably topping out near 102 a little bit later today. More on that forecast. And again, what's going on in the tropics as well here in just a bit. Guys.
Thank you, Justin. San Antonio police responded to a shooting in the parking lot of a Home Depot late last night. It ended with one man dead and a San Antonio police officer in the hospital. A suspect is also in custody, and according to police, that's Chief William McManus saying that in the second shooting, that resulted in an injured officer on the same day, and the suspects involved were all out on dismissed charges. The incident occurred around 9:30 p.m. last night in the 600 block of Southwest Loop 410. Chief McManus says that the San Antonio Police Department property crimes detectives were tracking the suspects throughout the day as they were traveling in a stolen vehicle that was involved in vehicle burglaries.
They followed it here from I-10 and Woodstone. They followed it here from I-10 and Woodstone, at which time there were a couple of police cars that attempted to stop it in the parking lot here. The individual who was driving the vehicle, who happened to be armed at the time, jumped out of the vehicle and ran. We don't know what happened from that point, but we have one officer down. We have the suspect who was shot by an officer and is deceased.
Now, both the suspect who died at the scene and the passenger of that stolen vehicle who was arrested are men in their 20s. Their identities have not been released. And according to Chief William McManus, both suspects had previous criminal charges, but their cases were dismissed and they spent no time in jail. The chief says both suspects' charges ranging from narcotics, vehicle burglary, and criminal mischief. So far, the officer hurt is undergoing surgery at an area hospital, and so far, that officer's condition is not known.
This morning, Tropical Storm Idalia barreling through the Carolinas on its way to the Atlantic Ocean. That's after leaving a trail of flooding and devastation throughout the southeast. Idalia was a hurricane when it made landfall yesterday in Florida, where it shredded homes and submerged streets. It weakened to a tropical storm, but still packed 60-mile-per-hour winds as it raced into Georgia and then South Carolina. In Charleston, a surge from Idalia topped a seawall that protects the city's downtown, flooding neighborhoods. There's no immediate word on the full extent of damage and injuries. However, at least one person died in Georgia when a tree fell on him. And new video shows Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell appearing to briefly freeze up and unable to answer a question from a reporter at an event in Kentucky yesterday.
What are your thoughts on running for re-election in 2026?
What are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election in 2026.
That's
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026?
yes.
All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute. Senator Benny.
Yep. I'm gonna head outside, so come with us.
This happened weeks after he had a similar episode in Washington. The latest incident only adds to the questions in recent months about McConnell's health and whether he will remain in Congress and in his leadership post.
New overnight in South Africa, at least 73 people have died after a fire ripped through a multi-story building in Johannesburg that had been overtaken by homeless people. Authorities said many others were injured in the blaze, which broke out in the pre-dawn hours earlier today. An emergency management services spokesman says there still might be people trapped in that building. South African authorities said the fire had been largely extinguished, but smoke was still seen seeping out of windows of the blackened building this morning. Well, now to new concerns about safety when it comes to baby formula here in the U.S. and how it's produced.
After a major shortage last year, the FDA is revealing the results of recent inspections. And as ABC's Lionel Moyes reports, he has what parents need to know.
This morning, the FDA has sent warning letters to 3 of the top infant formula makers over quality control concerns. Chronobacter Sakazaki, a major issue in the letters sent to Reckitt Mead Johnson, Perrigo, and By Heart. While Chronobacter is widely found in the environment, it could be deadly in infants. That same bacteria prompted Abbott to shut down its facility in Michigan last year, leading to a nationwide formula shortage. The FDA inspecting that plant last year, finding, quote, egregiously unsanitary conditions before the company addressed the concerns.
Bacteria growing from multiple sites, and many signs of a disappointing lack of attention to the culture of safety in this product that is so essential to the lives of our most precious people.
4 infants were infected and 2 died, although Abbott maintained there was no evidence to prove its formula got the infants sick. And now, in the new letters sent yesterday, investigators say they found significant violations inside facilities during inspections dating back to late last year, including finished formula product that tested positive for Chronobacter. For Reckitt Mead Johnson, investigators described multiple water leaks and standing piles of spilled infant product formula. Wet conditions and cracks are favorable for the growth of Chronobacter. And in the letter to Perrigo, the FDA said Chronobacter was found in finished formula. Chronobacter was also allegedly found in By Heart's finished formula. But here's the good news. The FDA says products currently on the market are safe, thanks to previous recalls, which the FDA says were effective. But regulators want further action to prevent contamination in the future. The companies have been given 15 days to respond to the warning letters, and the FDA says although the 3 companies have taken corrective action, more is needed. Lionel Moyes, ABC News, New York.
438, 78 degrees.
The city of San Antonio wants to take advantage of a change to the state's safe haven law, also known as the Baby Moses Law. Up next, how the change could make a safe surrender easier on the birth parent.
We'll see if there are any obvious problems on the roads. Early this morning, the last day of the month of August, traffic looks good at 35 and Judson and the other cameras around town.
And we are starting your Thursday morning in the 70s. We'll take it. When you step outside right now, not too bad. So we'll take advantage of a nice, cool morning before things heat up once again. We'll be right back.
Our state's safe haven law, also known as the Baby Moses Law, allows parents to surrender their babies up to 60 days old at designated safe places like fire stations or hospitals.
Garrett Berringer tells us how the city plans to take advantage of a change to the law.
12-year-old Bella Cobb just started 7th grade. She plays flute in the band and plans to try out for the tennis team. She's happy in the family she's grown up with, though it's not the one she was born into.
They chose the name Isabella, meaning beautiful, and Grace, meaning a second chance, a beautiful second chance.
In 2011, when Bella was just 2 days old, her birth mother surrendered her to a firefighter under the state's safe haven law. But Councilman John Courage says that face-to-face handoff might be too much for some, such as a teen mom.
What kind of fear would she feel? What kind of humiliation might she feel in doing something like that?
The Texas legislature changed the law this year to also allow for the use of special alarmed boxes at police or fire stations and other safe spots, where parents would be able to leave their baby completely anonymous, but also safely. The city's proposed budget for next year includes money to install 12 of the boxes at San Antonio fire stations, something Courage has advocated for.
We hope to kind of create a ring of safety, so to speak, where it's an easy opportunity for anyone to go to one of these.
But he and other advocates say people still don't know there are safe alternatives to simply abandoning a baby, like police say 2 people did at the back of a church last month in triple-digit heat. Bella's family hopes the boxes will make it easier for birth parents to make a good choice.
For other mothers in our city, there's always hope. There's always a chance for you to do something good for your child if they're in an unsafe or not in good environment.
Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Time now is 4:43 and 78 degrees for now.
Up next, an exclusive interview with the family of a survivor of New York City's first shark attack since the 1950s.
And welcome back. It's 4:46. This morning, we are hearing from the family of New York City's first shark attack victim since the 1950s. In an exclusive interview, ABC's Trevor Ault has today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, an exclusive interview with the family of a survivor of New York City's first shark attack since the 1950s.
I think the fact that she's alive is a miracle.
Tatiana Kolteniuk's daughter Dasha and son-in-law Greg says she was enjoying her new retirement, most days swimming in the waters of Rockaway Beach.
Walk me through what your mother has told you happened that day.
She was in the water, as she normally was, towards the end of the day, and she felt something bump into her hard. And then she saw the shark on its belly up look at her, and then the shark attacked, and she remembers a cloud of blood in the water.
We'll have much more of our interview coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Trevor Ault, ABC News, New York.
Look at the roads with TransGuide. Looking over at Loop 410 where things are quiet. We do know that there's construction at I-35 North at Topper Wine, but here at Highway 281 at St. Mary's, things look good so far this morning.
Where do we begin this morning, Justin?
Well, for all of those folks that have lost hope that it's ever going to cool down, I can tell you this: the Earth tilts away from the sun at some point as we get into fall, obviously, and it will cool down.
I have noticed the days are getting shorter. You know, the sun's going down earlier, so that's a good sign. We're headed the other way.
Eventually, something's going to change temperature-wise, I promise. But until then, we're still adding to those triple-digit days. 63 is where we are now after yesterday hitting 101, and I feel fairly confident that we'll make it 64 degrees or 64 days today with a high of 102. So we're still adding to this list, and we'll continue to add to this list, it looks like, through the weekend. Right now, 79. I wish I could tell you it's a little bit cooler outside because we do have lower humidity this morning, which should allow temperatures to fall, but so far they haven't just yet. We'll give it another couple of hours, and hopefully we'll drop into the mid-70s here around San Antonio. The dew point trend, dew points will be pretty low today. They were like that yesterday, so it's more of a dry heat in the afternoon with dew points in the low 50s. That makes the mornings nice, and it makes the evenings nice. It's just the in-between that isn't so nice with those high temperatures around 102 today. 101 Castroville, 99 Fair Oaks Ranch, 99 at Bernie. So there will be a few spots that maybe stay below 100, but it'll be hot area-wide and no rain in the forecast today. It is another CPS Energy yellow day. How many of these have we had this summer? It seems like every day pretty much with this heat, but it's another day for that. 3 to 9 p.m. asking for conservation. You can find out more information on our website about that. It's also another day of fire danger. We continue this trend with the dry conditions. Winds pick up a little bit in the afternoon and evening hours, and you have that high fire danger, especially as you go north and east of San Antonio. We didn't see anything yesterday, anything major at least, with grass fires, so that's good news. But we'll have to stay vigilant again today. Look at all the dry air. This is the water vapor imagery, and it shows you the moisture in the atmosphere, and it is very, very dry here across Texas right now. So that's why rain is essentially out of the forecast. And we have some low humidity. Some of that's translating to what we're seeing here at the surface, but some mid-level dry air as well. Meantime, Idalia moving out the East Coast, still producing some rain around Raleigh and the East Coast there, North Carolina. This will move out over open waters and should no longer be a problem, although it will make a run at Bermuda. the tropics in general are getting a bit more active. We're starting to see several systems out here. We have a newly named system, Jose, out in the Atlantic that should curve to the north, shouldn't be a problem. Got another little system here with a 30% chance of development. Way out here near the coast of Africa, another wave with decent chances of development here. So the tropics remain active, but as of right now, other than Idalia, we don't see anything that's going to affect the United States in the short term. If we do get another named storm, it would be Katia, followed by Lee and Margot, if you were curious. Extended forecast, 101 Friday, 101 Saturday, 100 Sunday, and we'll see triple digits going into next week. Maybe upper 90s there on Wednesday, if we're lucky. But as I said, September, late September, typically brings some cold fronts. So we'll talk about that climatology a little bit later this morning.
We have not given up hope because we just survived August.
That's right.
I mean, honestly, if we did that, we can survive anything.
I believe you're right.
I think so.
We'll just wait patiently.
Yes.
Thanks, Chuck.
451, 78 degrees.
Up next, the Hollywood films that were pulled out of the Venice International Film Festival due to the ongoing writer's strike.
Pick three numbers, 478, Fireball 1. AJ 4 numbers, 9104, Fireball 5.
Cash 5, 7-11, 15, 26, 31. Lotto Texas, 6-11, 16, 21, 25, 32. And your Powerball numbers, 4, 13, 35, 61, 69. Powerball 4, Power Play 2. Good luck.
454, the Venice International Film Fest opens in the midst of the Hollywood writer's strike.
For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
The Hollywood strikes front and center at the opening of the Venice International Film Festival. La La Land writer and director Damien Chazelle is on the festival's jury at the opening press conference wearing a t-shirt and buttons supporting striking writers.
You know, there's a basic idea that each work of art has value unto itself. It is not just a piece of content, which is sort of Hollywood's favorite word right now, to be put into a pipeline.
4 films, including Zendaya's Challengers, pulled out of the festival due to the strikes.
I'm gonna finally reverse stalk my stalker. Yeah! I'll be able to kill my stepdad. Awesome. Okay.
The new movie Bottoms is here to make you laugh and also slightly alter the paradigm of teen sex comedies. Director and co-writer Emma Seligman tells me Bottoms is in the vein of American Pie and Superbad, but the focus is on queer girls rather than straight boys.
Adrenaline is flowing. Next thing you know, Isabel and Brittany are kissing us on the mouth.
I think that I wanted to put something in the world that I hadn't seen, that I wish I could have seen in high school, but also I think Rachel Sennett and I just wanted to write a comedy and make people laugh and do something fun and stupid, you know.
Rachel Sennett is her co-writer and star. The Bears' Io Debris also stars. Bottoms opened to strong numbers and reviews in limited release last weekend and opens wide this weekend.
You can't kill me now. I've got company.
Guess what? I'm the company.
And actor Richard Gere, who most recently starred in the rom-com Maybe I Do, is 74 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
456, 78 degrees.
Thousands are still without power this morning after Idalia slammed ashore. Up next, a look at the hardest hit areas.
Another day, another deadly shooting for San Antonio police. Up next, an update on officers now in the hospital and what led up to the deadly shooting of a suspect on the city's west side late last night.
San Antonio water system is dealing with a historic number of water main breaks this summer. Ahead on GMSA at 6, the neighborhood tells KSAT that a busted water pipe is still broken after almost a week.
Checking TransGuide, we'll get an update with Steven. The jacket is on, the pocket square is set. We will talk to him coming up after the top of the hour.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Yet another shooting in San Antonio ends with an officer hurt and a suspect dead, and the city's police chief is speaking out.
If you commit a violent crime, you should be in jail. If you are a habitual offender, you need to be in jail. It's a danger to our community when that doesn't happen.
Up next, an update on the officer who was shot last night and the charges the suspects were facing before last night's shooting that were dismissed.
I'm ABC's M. Wynn in St. Petersburg, Florida, where this area was flooded yesterday after Hurricane Idalia moved through the area. The latest in the aftermath here, Georgia and the Carolinas coming up.
And let's look out there with live cam. We are starting your day in the 70s this Thursday morning. We'll take it. And we can pretend that it's going to stay like that all day, but we know it's not the case.
Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday. It is August 31st. You get your medal today for surviving the month of August here in South Texas.
Yeah, it's like we deserve a medal. I mean, we broke other records. Why not get a reward for this as well?
We deserve something, Justin.
I agree with that. It is going to go down as the hottest month we've ever seen since records have been kept here in San Antonio. A ridiculously hot month. Thankfully, we do have some nice mornings on the way, including this morning, 74 as you head out to the bus stop. Quiet, low humidity, northeasterly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. And this afternoon, well, more of the same. It's going to feel very August-like as we get into the afternoon hours. 102, hot but dry, with a northeasterly wind still 5 to 10 miles per hour. As we get into September, it's going to feel a lot like August too. But I promise you, by late September, we should start to see things change a little bit, and it will get better. That's the general idea. And it looks like school buses just stopped, and the graphics have stopped. So I'm just going to give you the forecast for today. Again, 102, no rain chance. And then as we look into the future, again, it's pretty quiet. But we're going to talk more about the tropics. We've got a lot of activity there. We're going to give you the latest on Idalia, and we'll talk cold fronts coming up here in just a bit, Stephen. Hopefully traffic isn't stuck where you are.
Well, I was going to say, we got to get a KSAT Hero truck over there, Justin, to help that driver out. But hopefully that bus will be up and running soon. But let's get a look at traffic that is moving along. There's 281 right by the airport. If you are traveling through there, it should be a quiet commute. Really, that's what we're going to see for the most part of the morning, at least for right now. We know that there was some construction taking place along 35 near Topperwine. That should be clearing out momentarily, but I didn't see any delays if you were traveling along those southbound lanes. The wide look of the map shows that there is still plenty of green on the screen. So again, good news for a lot of you drivers that have to hit the roads in the next few minutes. Travel times are in great shape too. The journey from Bernie along I-10 eastbound should be about 22 minutes. 281 southbound, if you are heading in from Bulverde this early, 26 minutes to the Alamo City. And right now, 23 minutes. It's great heading in from New Braunfels along I-35 southbound. But let's get a better look here at 281 at the airport, where again, pretty quiet start over here in my department. I'll keep a close eye on things, and I'll have more updates for you coming up in the next few minutes. Mark.
Thank you, Stephen. This morning, San Antonio police are investigating yet another shooting, this time in the parking lot of a Home Depot that ended with one man dead and another San Antonio police officer in the hospital.
Police also say a suspect is in custody. San Antonio Police Chief William McManus says this is the second shooting that resulted in an injured officer on the same day yesterday. And he says the suspects involved were all out on dismissed charges. This incident occurred around 9:30 last night in the 600 block of Southwest Loop 410. McManus says that SAPD property crimes detectives were tracking the suspects throughout the day as they were traveling in a stolen vehicle that was involved in vehicle burglaries.
They followed it here from I-10 and Woodstone. They followed it here from I-10 and Woodstone, at which time there were a couple of police cars that attempted to stop it in the parking lot here. The individual who was driving the vehicle, who happened to be armed at the time, jumped out of the vehicle and ran. We don't know what happened from that point, but we have one officer down. We have the suspect who was shot by an officer and is deceased.
Their identities have not been released. The chief says both the suspect who died at the scene and the passenger of the stolen vehicle had previous criminal charges ranging from narcotics to vehicle burglary and criminal mischief. But McManus says those charges were dismissed and they spent no time in jail.
Frustrating that folks like this are out on the street. The individual that was with the suspect who was shot was out on narcotics charge and unlawful carrying, and he's under arrest. But same thing, you got folks on the street here who are cases are being dismissed or receiving deferred adjudication, no time in jail, and this is the result of that.
The officer's condition is not known at this time. But last night, Chief McManus said that officer was undergoing surgery at an area hospital.
Now, just hours before this shooting left another man dead and another San Antonio police officer injured. This incident sparked an hours-long closure of I-10 and South New Braunfels Avenue on the southeast side earlier in the day. The Bexar County District Attorney tells us police were trying to arrest a man named Michael Kirkland. Multiple sources have told KSAT this is him. This is the only Michael Kirkland in the Bexar County system. We've asked the District Attorney's Office and San Antonio Police to confirm if the man on your screen is the suspect, but we haven't heard back so far. SAPD does tell us its street crimes unit was looking for a suspect with a, quote, violent history wanted on multiple felony warrants. Earlier yesterday, officers found that person driving an I-10 near South New Braunfels exit. Police say that's when that man saw officers and crashed into an SAPD patrol car. Moments later, the alleged gunman got out of the vehicle and opened fire on police officers, hitting one of them while attempting to carjack another driver. A police officer then returned fire, hitting and killing the suspect.
This morning, suspects are still on the run, and one man is fighting for his life after a shooting on the city's southeast side. This all began around 6:30 yesterday at a home on Bob Billow Street near I-37 and Pecan Valley Drive. That's where police say that two people got out of an SUV and started shooting at the house, hitting a man in his 60s. That man is in the hospital in critical condition. Now, while police don't know exactly what led up to that shooting, officers do not think the man who was hit was the intended target.
Man accused of shooting 3 San Antonio police officers just last week has been ordered to stay in jail without bond. Jesse Garcia's bail in 4 unrelated cases was revoked during a hearing in the 437th District Court. Mr. Garcia is accused of shooting 2 officers trying to take him into custody on outstanding warrants last Thursday here in San Antonio. 2 of the 3 officers were critically wounded. This morning they are out of the hospital and continue to recover from their injuries. This morning, Hurricane Idalia hammering Georgia and the Carolinas after wreaking havoc on the Gulf Coast of Florida.
Authorities have confirmed at least 1 storm-related death in Georgia when a tree fell on a man trying to clear the road. And as ABC's Em Nguyen, she has the latest from Tampa.
Overnight, Hurricane Idalia barreling inland through Georgia and the Carolinas after tearing past Florida's Big Bend. The storm surge inundating Charleston, the city's historic downtown, underwater. An apparent tornado caught on camera tossing this car into the air.
That car's flying!
Slamming it into another. The storm taking off the roof of this veterinary hospital in North Carolina. In Georgia, downed trees and more than 160,000 power outages reported in the state last night. But the fast-moving storm left behind more devastation in Florida.
The top of the roof just caved, slapped in on me and my 3 kids and my grandson. My daughter is pregnant. She's 5 months pregnant. So I was able to pull her out of it.
In Perry, 125-mile-per-hour winds knocking down this gas station. The powerful winds slicing through trees and stop signs. This home in Horseshoe Beach breaking apart and gone within minutes. In Crystal River, rescue crews using airboats to bring families and pets to safety. President Biden pledging federal support to the entire region.
I'm ready to mobilize that support of what they need. I don't think anybody can deny the impact of the climate crisis anymore. Just look around.
The marina here in St. Petersburg was flooded yesterday. You can still see scattered debris across the area. Meanwhile, Idalia continues to hug the East Coast as a tropical storm before it's expected to move out to sea this afternoon. Em Nguyen, ABC News, St. Petersburg.
509, 78 degrees.
This month alone, there have been 1,000 water main breaks and leaks across San Antonio. Up next, the cause and how you can be fined if you don't follow the rules.
And the price of gaming on PlayStation is going up. We'll tell you how much Sony is hiking its PlayStation Plus prices.
And rise and shine. It's 5:09 and we're in the 70s, so we can enjoy that at least in the morning hours. But yes, things will heat up this afternoon. We're going to be checking in with Justin for the very latest coming up.
512, the San Antonio Water System says we've been losing a lot of water.
This month alone, there have been about 1,000 main breaks and leaks across San Antonio, and that's the most ever according to SAWS. The water company blames the prolonged drought and record heat that we've been seeing, so it's telling people to be mindful of the Stage 2 water restrictions. According to the rules, you can only use your sprinklers to water your lawn once a week on your designated day. Anyone who is caught breaking the rule can get a fine.
A Texas judge blocking a new state law that would not allow cities to enact local rules. The state is now expected to appeal that ruling. House Bill 2127, known as the Death Star bill to its opponents, was blocked by a Travis County judge just days before it was set to go into effect. The judge called the law unconstitutional. San Antonio, Houston, and El Paso filed suit over the bill, saying it conflicts with part of the Texas Constitution that allows cities to establish their own local laws.
More than 700 new laws are still going into effect tomorrow. Just scan this QR code on your screen to learn more about them. It's all available on our website right now.
And looking at if you have business to take care of the driver's license office, you might want to do it today. That's because you won't be able to on Friday. All driver's license offices and customer service centers will be closed statewide. This is due to what we are told is a system update over the long Labor Day weekend. Offices and phone lines are set to reopen coming up next Tuesday.
Time now is 5:14 and 78 degrees for now.
Google is expected to unveil its new Pixel 8 phone soon. We'll tell you when.
And a quick check of the roads with TransSky, looking over at Highway 281 at Loop 410. Things look good there this morning, and we're going to be checking in with Stephen Cavazos to see what's happening on the roadways later on.
Here's why you should switch from Google to DuckDuckGo on all your devices. DuckDuckGo comes with a built-in search engine like Google, but it's private and doesn't spy on your searches. And DuckDuckGo lets you browse like Chrome, but it blocks cookies and creepy ads that follow you around from Google and other companies. And there's no catch. It's free. We make money from ads, but they don't follow you around. Join the millions of people taking back their privacy by downloading DuckDuckGo on all your devices today.
Ooh, stuffed up again?
So congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Just Sinex? Breathe. What is... Wow. Sinex? Breathe.
You know, it doesn't matter if you choose left or right, because they're both chewy, crunchy, and delicious.
You know, it doesn't matter if you choose left or right, because they're both chewy, crunchy, and delicious.
Now that is the commercial we've been needing in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yes, the only time I watch commercials is here with you guys.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Same here.
obviously when the news isn't too crazy, but thankfully traffic's not looking too bad today.
Okay, tell us more.
Yeah, been off to a great start as we take a look around town. There's 410 at Ingram North. A lot of folks are still probably at home enjoying that cup of coffee and enjoying those commercials with us. But you can see, as TransGuide cameras are showing us, we don't have a lot going on this early in the morning. But we did have some overnight construction near 35 at Topperwine. Looks like that's already cleared out. And if your travels take you through any of these TransGuide cameras, you should be in luck. As you can see on our screen, we have plenty of green out there, which means quiet roadways. But I've been checking some of those updates for you in regards to construction. So just be on the lookout here along 35 on the northeast side. We will see survey work take place today. Now, this actually starts around 9 in the morning and should wrap at 4 in the afternoon. This work just takes us up to the end of the work week and the start of a new month, September 1st. We'll see a right lane closure on the southbound frontage road of I-35 from Perrin Creek to Benz Engelman Road. But you can scan this QR code. It takes you directly to our KSAT traffic page. I've updated the list of closures on our website. There is a lot happening in the early days of September. It's not over yet. And Justin, we know that the heat is not done with us yet either.
How are you feeling about this summer?
It's been a bummer.
Yes, it has. Hottest summer on record. It looks like that's how it's going to go down. Of course, we keep records in the meteorology world. June, July, August. That's our meteorological summer. And what we see here as we look at the calendar, just about every day was above average once you got past June 7th. You see all the triple digits here. There was a ton of them. We had a couple days where we had some rain, which brought temperatures down, one in July, one in August, but otherwise, I mean, so many triple digits, just incredible. And this will go down as the hottest summer we've ever seen. So when's that first front? When does it get here? We need a cold front. Here's what we can tell you climatologically speaking. Last year, it took until October 16th to get our first front. And by the way, how do we define our front? in this case, and it's not an exact science, but we're talking about a 10-degree drop. Well, you saw the other years there, basically ranging from mid-September into early October. But if you average it all out, our average first front is somewhere around late September. So that's something to look forward to as we get into the month of September. We know that by the end of the month, we start to see these fronts getting closer and then move through. Weather where you live. 78 degrees in San Antonio right now, heat index 79. There's just enough humidity to create a little bit of a heat index, but it's not going to be a problem today. Humidity levels will be low. Seguin, 74. Bernie and Kerrville back in the 60s this morning. Feeling good there. And as we look at the air quality, it's another one of those days where we're going to see elevated levels of ozone, so it's unhealthy for those who are sensitive to that kind of thing. We want to pass that along to you as well. Dew point trend today. Yeah, those dew points drop off into the 50s, even low 50s in some cases, so it'll be comfortable with regards to humidity, not necessarily the temperature. So just know that the evenings, mornings will be nice. Midday into the afternoon, still very hot, but at least there's no heat index or anything like that. 77 at 8 o'clock. By noontime, 94. And our high temperature today is somewhere around 102, mostly sunny. We'll see east to northeasterly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's the latest on Idalia. It is starting to move off to the north and east. It's pushing back out into the Atlantic after doing a lot of damage yesterday, of course, across the state of Florida, Georgia, into parts of Carolina, South Carolina, and North Carolina. Right now, winds are at 60 miles per hour, gusting to 70. It's moving east-northeast at about 21 miles per hour, and it should move out over the open Atlantic. It may make a run at Bermuda, but otherwise, this is not going to affect the landmass anymore as it moves east. Good news there. Some interesting data here, though, as we look at the last 6 years in the Gulf of Mexico. How many major hurricanes have made landfall here? And there's 8 total. But these were big hurricanes. And what does this tell us? Well, higher frequency for sure when we're talking about this 6-year period of major hurricanes making landfall. But I think it says a lot, too, that the waters have just been so warm in the Gulf that you get rapid intensification with these hurricanes right before they make landfall. But we remember some of these names: Michael, Laura, Harvey, of course. So it's been a busy 6 years. And now we add Idalia to the list as a major hurricane making landfall there in the Gulf of Mexico, or along the Gulf states at least. 101 Friday, 101 Saturday, triple digits all the way through this extended forecast as we get into September. Again, we may have to wait until late September to get one of those good cold fronts, but they will arrive at some point.
We trust you.
Good. I'm glad you do.
We do, right, Stephen?
Most of the time.
No, I mean, I do.
It's okay.
You do.
As well.
It's even better off camera. 522, 78 degrees. It's like the effect is magnified.
Yes. Let's look at your winning lotto numbers. Pick 3, we have 478, Fireball 1. Daily 4, 9104, Fireball 5.
Cash 5, 7, 11, 15, 26, 31. Lotto Texas 6, 11, 16, 21, 25, 32. And Powerball is up to $420 million, but here were the numbers for last night's drawing: 4, 13, 35, 61, 69. Powerball 4, Power Play 2.
In today's Tech Bites, a price hike for Sony PlayStation users. Sony says PlayStation Plus annual subscriptions will increase $20 for its lowest tier and a whopping $40 for its highest. Sony says the hike will allow the company to offer better games. A new game lineup will debut over the next month. Google is apparently poised to unveil the next generation of its Pixel phones. The Pixel 8 and 8 Pro are expected to debut at an October 4th event in New York. The new devices are rumored to have an updated ultra-wide camera, new AI-powered features, and a contactless thermometer. Finally, Apple is reportedly testing the use of a 3D printing process to make part of its stainless steel Apple Watch. Bloomberg says the new approach will use less material and be more eco-friendly than current methods. The process has reportedly been underway for 3 years. Now, if you use a 3D printer to make a diamond, does that make it a carbon copy? Those are your Tech Bites.
Time now, 527, 78 degrees.
Are you getting ready for your Labor Day getaway? Up next, the top 5 destinations for people who are headed to this weekend.
Plus, we'll tell you what you need to know about Ford recall involving F-250 and F-350 pickup trucks.
And everyone could use a DQ Blizzard in this heat. Yes, we could. Up next, how you can get one for just 85 cents.
And ahead on GMSA at 6, a lot of new laws become official in Texas tomorrow, and one is looking to handle discrimination against hair in Texas schools. We'll explain the Crown Act and what it means for students. If you're planning to hit the road for the long Labor Day weekend, you might suspect this, but you won't be alone.
I think Labor Day is going to see a boom in the number of people traveling, just as we've seen with every single holiday so far in 2023.
It has been a record summer for travel. Up next, the top 5 destinations in the U.S. this upcoming holiday weekend.
And these afternoons have been warm. I actually went for a run, but I have to say, less humidity, I'll take it. And this morning, not too bad as well.
Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, August 31st.
Yay, goodbye, August.
See ya.
Ready for September.
See ya.
Don't let the door hit you in the calendar.
August slipped away like a moment in time because it was never mine.
Ah.
That's actually Taylor Swift.
Is it really?
I'm a low-key Swiftie.
Okay.
We'll look that
I
up.
said low-key.
Low-key.
I just learned a lot right now. Yeah, we're saying goodbye to August and all those hot temperatures. And you were talking about travel. I'm guessing a lot of people are going to be headed to where it's cooler to get away from this heat. I want to show you a picture on a KSAT Connect. Supermoon. It was out last night. Beautiful shots on our KSAT Connect. We've got a lot of them. And we're going to share this with you on our website, ksat.com, if you want to go take a look. We're compiling all these pictures together, but this is just one of them. And supermoon over our home, love it. It was bright last night. Super blue moon, by the way, pretty rare. You don't see that too often. So incredible stuff. We appreciate it. Temperatures today, around 102. Yeah, it is still August. Okay, we still got one day left, and we're going to deal with some August-like temperatures. Feels like number, though, will only be around 102. We're not going to have a heat index. As Steph pointed out, the humidity levels are lower, and that helps. Weather headlines. We're going to talk about the triple-digit days. They keep piling up. We're at 63 and counting. Today would make 64. We just talked about it, but that first front, we looked at the climatology. We'll have that coming up at 6 o'clock. In Gulf storms, we look back a busy 6 years. Idalia made landfall yesterday, of course, but we've had several storms, starting with Harvey, that have made landfall there in the Gulf of Mexico. More on the tropics in a bit, too. But we're going to get over to Stephen now and look at that Thursday morning commute. Hopefully, it's going smoothly.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are ready to drive off into a new month, Justin, as we get a look there around town. Not spotting any issues just yet. It's very early this morning, but you can see 281 near the quarry. We have traffic moving in the north and southbound lanes as folks are waking up and just getting that early morning drive in. But you're not seeing any problems from any of these TransGuide cameras, but I'll keep a close eye on that, and I'll have more updates for you a little bit later on. For right now, we can expect to see plenty of quiet roadways and lots of green on the screen. I'm not detecting any slowdowns, especially if you're traveling into San Antonio this early in the morning. Right now, again, I-10 westbound heading in from Seguin, you're in the green. 28 minutes at this hour. 87 northbound, if you're traveling in from Livonia this early, you can expect about at least 33 minutes to get here. And right now, 28 minutes for our friends down in Floresville. So the commute's it's been off to a pretty decent start, pardon me. 35 southbound upper and lower levels there near Maine. Traffic's just been moving along without any trouble. But I'll have other updates for you coming up a little bit later on, including more road closures to be on the lookout for. That'll be coming up in the next few minutes. Steph.
Thank you, Stephen. This morning, San Antonio police investigators are still trying to sort out what happened that led up to a man being shot dead and an officer being hurt. That incident last night was the second violent clash of the day for officers. And it was the second time they shot someone, and the second time one of them ended up in a hospital. Our Katrina Weber is live where it all happened outside of Home Depot near Southwest Loop 410 and Highway 151. And Katrina, what do we know about the officer who was hurt last night?
Well, unfortunately, not a lot. Chief William McManus released very few details about the officer. Now, he did speak to reporters right after this happened, saying that the officer was in surgery at a hospital. The details about the incident itself are almost as scarce as this was. Now, what was plentiful were the officers who were out here. They crowded into the Home Depot parking lot after the shooting, which happened before 10 o'clock last night. McManus told reporters the trip to this parking lot actually started quite a distance away, out near I-10 and Woodstone. He says officers had started following a stolen car there that had been linked to several recent car burglaries. But he says things took a violent turn after they arrived here in the 600 block of Southwest Loop 410.
The individual who was driving the vehicle, who happened to be armed at the time, jumped out of the vehicle and ran. We don't know what happened from that point.
Now, Chief McManus says detectives are still working to piece together all of those details, but he says this did end with an officer down and the driver of the car, who again he says was armed, shot dead by other officers. And we still don't know the extent of that officer's injuries. Once again, McManus says that they did take a second person who was in the car into custody. And he says both of those suspects, who were in their 20s, do have criminal histories, but for some reason were allowed back out on the streets. And McManus stressed that this is a source of frustration for him. And this is just another example of why that's dangerous and how things can go wrong, he says. Reporting live on the west side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. New this morning, San Antonio police have detained a few people after they say a man was stabbed in the back. It happened around 1 this morning in the 1000 block of Hidalgo, not far from South Zarzamora on the west side. Police say it happened under a bridge next to a park. The victim told police the suspect had a baseball hat on and was accompanied by a woman in a wheelchair. The victim was taken to University Hospital. There's no official word on his condition. Millions of Americans are hitting the road for the long Labor Day weekend.
It all starts today as the Federal Aviation Administration expects to have at least 52,000 flights in the air. And as CNN's John Lawrence reports, if that's the case, the FAA says this would make this the third busiest travel weekend of the year.
So far this summer, the Transportation Security Administration says it's screened about 228 million passengers and counting.
I think Labor Day is going to see a boom in the number of people traveling, just as we've seen with every single holiday so far in 2023.
Between Friday, September 1st through Wednesday the 6th, the TSA expects 14 million people will travel by plane, which they say would be an 11% hike from Labor Day 2022.
Not so much nervous to fly, more nervous about landing when we're not supposed to.
The top 5 destinations in the U.S. this holiday weekend are Seattle, Orlando, Anchorage, New York, and Las Vegas, according to AAA. But some travel plans will likely be affected to some extent by bad weather, including the aftermath of Hurricane Idalia.
There's always going to be some amount of cancellations that happen as long as we have bad weather on the schedule,
which some travelers are already experiencing.
The storm is really bad to the point where everyone's like evacuated or it's storming so bad, like the power's out, then I probably won't go. But I don't know how it works with the airline, like if I get a refund.
As for those heading out of town by vehicle, the national average for a gallon is $3.81, according to GasBuddy.com. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
President Biden has released a statement recognizing the second anniversary of the withdrawal from U.S. forces from Afghanistan. The president called on people to remember the nearly 2,500 U.S. service members who lost their lives during the conflict there. Earlier this summer, the State Department released its Afghanistan After Action Review report, found both the Trump and Biden administration's decisions to pull all U.S. troops from Afghanistan had detrimental consequences. More than 100,000 people were frantically evacuated from Afghanistan in late August of 2021.
North Korea says its latest missile launches were a simulation of scorched earth nuclear strikes on South Korea. The North State media says it also conducted a command post drill to rehearse occupying its rival's territory in a conflict. South Korea and Japan had detected the 2 short-range ballistic missile launches last night. North Korea has been increasing its protest of ongoing South Korean U.S. military drills that it views as an invasion rehearsal.
The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services say errors may have led children to lose Medicaid coverage. CMS is sending letters to all 50 states requesting they assess and fix their systems to figure out why people, specifically kids, lost coverage. Officials believe the eligibility systems in a number of states are not programmed correctly, causing automatic renewals at the family level to not fall through on an individual level. After a COVID-era policy expired in April, millions of people lost their Medicaid coverage. Right now, 539, 78 degrees.
Up next, why Ford is recalling almost 42,000 Super Duty F-250 and F-350 trucks.
Are you ready for Dairy Queen's new Royal Reese's Fluffer Nutter Blizzard?
Yes. Whatever that is.
I did kind of leave it out open question. We'll tell you how you can get one for just 85 cents.
I'm sure it's delicious. Looking out there with a live cam. Well, every day is a great day for ice cream, especially in the afternoon. But right now, we're at 78. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's 5:43 in your morning consumer headlines. Ford is recalling almost 42,000 Super Duty F-250 and F-350 trucks because a left rear axle shaft may break and increase the risk of a crash. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says the recall covers certain 2023 vehicles with single rear wheels and a 10.5-inch rear axle shaft. It says that shaft may have improperly heat treated during manufacturing. Agency says if the axle shaft is broken, it can cause a, quote, loss of drive power or vehicle rollaway when the truck is in park. Ford will send notification letters to owners of affected vehicles by October 16th.
Hey, Dairy Queen is set to offer a sweet special on its Blizzards. Users of the DQ app will soon be able to get a Blizzard for less than $1. Ice Cream Chain's new fall Blizzard menu, 6 returning flavors. And I got to ask our producer, Hardy, are these real or did you make these up to see if I would actually read them? Oh, both. Okay. All right. So the 6 returning flavors that Hardy Meredith wrote in this script says pumpkin pie, snickerdoodle cookie dough, and the brand new Royal Reese's Fluffer Nutter Blizzard. It's a combination of Reese's peanut butter cups, peanut butter swirls with vanilla soft serve ice cream, and a marshmallow core. You'll have 2 weeks to claim your 85-cent Blizzard starting September 11th. Pizza Hut, KFC, and Taco Bell also encouraging their customers to use apps with other special offers.
So many options.
Thank you, Hardy. 544, 78 degrees.
So check out this little pet that needs a new home. We're going to visit with the San Antonio Humane Society next.
Look at this little guy. It looks like he's got a mask on with the little dark circle around there. Kim's here from the San Antonio Humane Society. Oh, look at this little guy. Where's your close-up right there? What's his name?
He's just so soft. Panda, which you can kind of see, looks a little resembling, kind of like a little panda.
What's the rest of him look like? Just basically all white?
Yeah, basically kind of all white, grayish. Really good, like distinct markings on him.
He's kind of marked like a little panda.
Yeah, it kind of marks like a little panda, about a 3-month-old, little bit of a shepherd mix. But as you can tell with the paws, Panda's not going to stay small.
No, he's got some decent sized little paws. But
Panda's definitely going to get bigger. So
and the most beautiful kind of grayish green eyes.
Yes, and will definitely be a great walking buddy, running buddy probably, but at this stage, we've talked about this before, but a lot of chew toys, because even though I have one at home, they love my shoes when I don't give them chew toys. So make sure that you've got a lot of chew toys, a lot of things to keep them entertained and to keep them active at this stage. So
he's a cuddly little guy. I'm sorry. I'm just going to keep talking, Kim.
I know, it makes you just want to snuggle up to them, everything. So we have this great youth program called PAWS that youth between the ages of 16 and 17 can apply to be a part of. It's like a National Honor Society type of program. You can gain hours and it will give you hours for anything for college, anything that you're looking for from a volunteer perspective, and you really get to gain insight in terms of what's happening behind the scenes at the shelter, as well as what's happening at the shelter in general. So different jobs, different things like that. So youth can apply. We're taking up to 15 applicants, and it is a year-long program. So it's a really unique thing that we're launching. We're hoping to get more youth involved, those that need service hours, and those that kind of want to elevate. So
wonderful. If you'd like more information about that, you want to do this so I can snuggle here?
I know.
San Antonio Humane Society, 4004 Fredericksburg Road, sahumane.org. Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
Panda is adorable.
I know. I think even Mike wanted to take Panda.
Yeah. I saw that puppy in the hallway.
Oh, you
when
did?
Kim came in to record that segment, and Tim tempting. Somebody's going to make that puppy have a good home.
Yeah, I think so. It's 5:50 right now. Let's go ahead and check back with Steven Cavazos.
I loved his faces. So
I
cute.
know.
Yeah, what a stud. And I am talking about Panda. All right, let's get a look at traffic right now. 35 at Judson North and southbound lanes. We have a lot of traffic coming at your screen this early in the morning. Hey, we're getting closer to 6 a.m., so that means more folks are waking up and getting that commute rolling. But thankfully, we're not seeing any delays just yet. Just a little bit more of those crowded roadways, which we can always expect. Taking a look at our map, still pretty quiet for the most part, but it is expected to change in the next hour or so. But just be on the lookout. Later today, we will have some road work take place here along State Highway 151 over on the west side of San Antonio. Picks up around 9 this morning and should finish at 4 in the afternoon. We'll see a single lane closure on the southbound frontage road at West Military Drive. But this takes us all the way to the end of the work week, so that's good news to report. But as we take it back here at TransGuide, you can see at 281 at St. Mary's and there at the quarry, things are looking great for this Thursday. Gosh, I thought it was Friday.
Wishful thinking.
But you are closer.
Yes.
We'll do it tomorrow, I promise.
Okay.
Friday Eve.
I
We're
trust
almost
you.
there.
I trust you.
Yeah.
I trust you too.
We trust you.
I appreciate that. It is a holiday weekend.
That's
so I know a lot of
true.
people have plans outdoors. I can't tell you much more than it's going to be hot. It's just kind of the long and short of it. We know how this summer has gone. We continue to add days to this list. 63 now, days at 100 or above. Today we'll make 64. So we continue to set records left and right when it comes to the heat. Right now, thankfully, cooling down a little bit. 78 degrees here in San Antonio. Humidity is at 48%, which is actually low. Northeasterly winds at 5, but we just can't seem to get temperatures down this morning like we did yesterday. If you remember, we got down at 72 yesterday. Hopefully, we'll see that temperature drop a few more degrees before it's all said and done this morning. Dew point trend stays low. These dew points stay low. The air is dry. We'll get dew points to the low 50s this afternoon, so the heat index is not going to be a problem. In the mornings, evenings will be nice. It's just afternoon when you have to deal with this kind of heat is not so fun. 102 here in San Antonio, 103 in New Braunfels, 101 in Devine, 100 in Uvalde today. Some more triple digits to go around. And it's another CPS Energy yellow day, another day in which the Texas energy grid will be taxed. It looks like we're starting to get a little bigger margin between the supply and demand, though. So good news there on ERCOT's part. But for CPS Energy, they are asking for some conservation today. We have the dry air. We may have some breezy winds during the afternoon. So like yesterday, there's a high fire threat today, including here in San Antonio. The very high threat is this darker orange color. So basically, San Antonio points north. We didn't see much in the way of grass fires yesterday, thankfully. But today's another one of those days where we're going to have to watch it very closely. A lot of dry air here over Texas. We can see that with the water vapor imagery, which measures the amount of moisture and humidity in the atmosphere. And it's just not there. So that takes rain chances out of the picture, and it keeps things very stable here across Texas. Meantime, Idalia moving off the east coast, still affecting parts of North Carolina, but this is going to continue to move east and shouldn't have a lot of impact, a lot more impacts anyway, as it moves away. It is busy out in the tropics. We've got Idalia, Franklin, now Jose. That's a new tropical storm that has formed this morning. Another system here with a small chance of development, and yet another wave coming off of Africa with a 70% chance of development. None of these really look to have impact on the United States anytime soon, but we'll certainly watch it as it is getting more active, and we're nearing the peak of hurricane season. 101 Friday, 101 Saturday, 100 Sunday, Labor Day, right around 100, and still in the triple digits going into next week. We'll be right back.
Ahead in the next hour, GMSA, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office is hoping a new policy regarding fentanyl can save lives. What Sheriff Salazar is saying about the plan, plus a desperate plea from a mother who lost a child to the drug. A neighborhood in Live Oak tells KSAT a busted water pipe wasn't fixed for a 5th straight day. What SAWS is saying is they try to handle a historic number of breaks this summer. And up next, a shooting near a Home Depot on San Antonio's west side leaves one man dead, another San Antonio police officer hurt. Why the police chief says it keeps happening. And TransGuide right now. Let's see how things are looking out there on your Thursday morning commutes as we head to break right here on GMSA. Things look great, 37 and Pecan Valley, I can tell you that. We'll be back.
But we have one officer down. We have the suspect who was shot by an officer and is deceased.
Right now, GMSA, a shooting near a Home Depot on San Antonio's west side leaves one man dead, another San Antonio police officer hurt. That's 2 officers shot the same day. Why the police chief says this keeps happening. Plus,
I'm ABC's M. Wynn in St. Petersburg, Florida, where this area was flooded yesterday after Hurricane Idalia moved through the area. The latest in the aftermath here, Georgia and the Carolinas coming up.
Rise and shine. It's Thursday, almost Friday, and we're in the 70s for now, so that's a nice start to your day.
Live from KSAT 12. Good morning, San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning to you. It is 6 o'clock on your Thursday, August 31st.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you had a good week so far. And yes, we are at Friday Eve. We're almost there, and at the end of August as well.
Let's move on to September. We've got to get through today first. Justin is in for Mike. Good morning.
Good morning to you guys. Yes, we are wrapping up August and hopefully saying goodbye to some of these extreme temperatures. Yeah. We know we set all sorts of records this summer. We'll talk about those records coming up. We're still going to be looking at some heat going into September, but we know that by the end of September, things start to change a little bit. Take a look at this. This is the super moon. It was beautiful last night, so big and bright. The blue moon as well, so a fairly rare event. This is from Woodlawn Park, shot by Abraham Castillo. We appreciate the picture. We got a lot of good ones. You can check them out on our website, KSAT.com. Here's the weather where you live this morning. Temperature is 78 degrees here in San Antonio. New Braunfels 74. Bernie and Kerrville in the 60s this morning, just like yesterday. We'll see temperatures fall a little bit more here in San Antonio before it's all said and done, but it won't be as cool as it was yesterday, despite the fact we still have a lot of dry air in place. 8 a.m. 77. By noontime, 94, and we make our way up to around 102 today. So another scorcher, mostly sunny. We're going to end August just the way we started it, with lots of triple digits. So what changes in the extended forecast? We'll look at that. Plus, we'll talk about the climatology of when we could see our first good cold front. More on that in just a bit. We'll get over to Steven now, though, and see how that morning commute is shaping up. Good morning, sir.
It's shaping up pretty nicely over here, Justin. As you can get a look around 90 at Nogalitos. Usually, we tend to see a lot of traffic around that area, but thankfully, this early in the morning, we're not seeing a whole lot. Just some pretty quiet roadways. There's 37 at Southton Road and 1604 at Pat Booker. A lot of these TransGuide cameras, the only difference that we've really seen is that maybe the roads are getting a bit more crowded. You saw that shot at I-10 at the Y, but a lot more quiet over here at I-10 at Medical. So if your travels take you out this early in the morning, you are in luck. Go grab that cup of coffee, maybe that pumpkin spice latte to get into the September spirit. As we get a look here, right now the map is still pretty green. I've not seen a lot of congestion, in fact, any at all. We did have some overnight construction that slowed a few folks down, but that has since cleared out. And if you are traveling into San Antonio, you are in luck. Right now, 37 northbound, it's still pretty pleasant from Pleasanton with 27 minutes. US 90 eastbound, don't be too concerned there. It's not in the red just yet. We'll get that updated, but you can expect about a 28-minute drive time. And the arrival from Lytle, that is, should take about 16 minutes to get here into the Alamo City. But 410 at Babcock, traffic is moving and we are not seeing any issues, so we're starting this morning off right. I'll get a closer look and find out what else we can expect this week, and I'll have that update coming up a little bit later on. Mark.
Thank you, Stephen. San Antonio's police chief still says he has a lot of questions about a violent clash that left a man shot to death and an officer injured.
That shooting late last night was the second of the day by police and the second time an officer ended up in the hospital.
Katrina Weber live here at Southwest Loop 410, not far from Highway 151. Are things back to normal there now, Katrina?
Yeah, it appears so. It looks like just another early morning at this Home Depot, but in this parking lot late last night, there was a completely different scene. Officers swarmed to this area and took over the parking lot after that shooting, which happened here before 10 last night. According to Chief William McManus, detectives had been following a car that was stolen and had been linked to some recent car burglaries. He says they tracked it here all the way from I-10 and Woodstone, but once they reached this area in the 600 block of Southwest Loop 410 and tried to stop the car, things took a violent turn. He says the driver of the car, who was armed, suddenly jumped out and started to run.
We don't know what happened from that point, but we have one officer down. We have the suspect who was shot by an officer and is deceased.
McManus says the second man who was in the car was taken into custody. The officer who was injured was rushed to a hospital, but the chief did not offer any details on his injuries. He did tell us that officer was undergoing surgery. Now, he says both the man who was killed and the other person who was in the car had criminal histories, but he says somehow they were back out on the streets. Now, the chief says that this is something he sees all the time, and in some cases even violent criminals avoiding jail time. He says this is an example of what can happen, though, as a result of that. Reporting live on the west side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Just hours before this, a previous shooting left a man dead and another San Antonio police officer injured. This incident sparked an hours-long closure of I-10 at South New Braunfels on the southeast side. The Bexar County District Attorney tells us police were trying to arrest a man named Michael Kirkland. Multiple sources have told KSAT that this is him. This is the only Michael Kirkland that's in the Bexar County system. We've asked the DA's office and San Antonio Police to confirm if the man you see on your screen is the suspect, but we haven't heard back yet. SAPD does tell us its street crimes unit was looking for a suspect with a, quote, violent history, wanted on multiple felony warrants. Earlier yesterday, officers found that person driving on 10 near South New Braunfels exit. Police say that's when the man saw officers and crashed into an SAPD patrol car. Moments later, the suspect got out of the vehicle and opened fire on officers, hitting one of them while attempting to carjack another driver. A police officer then returned fire, hitting and killing the suspect.
Also new this morning, a woman is dead after being hit by a car on the city's west side. San Antonio police say it happened around 2:30 this morning. That was near Culebra Road and Rita Avenue. Police tell us that a man was on his way home from work when he hit that woman who was walking in the street. We're told that the woman was in her 20s and that she died at the scene.
A man's in the hospital this morning after being stabbed. San Antonio police say this just happened before 1 o'clock this morning near Escobar Park on the city's west side. The victim told police the stabbing happened under a bridge next to the park and that he was stabbed in the back. Police detained 5 people for questioning and are still investigating. 80 morning headlines. Tropical storm Idalia hammering Georgia and the Carolinas after wreaking havoc on the Gulf Coast of Florida.
Authorities have confirmed the storm turned deadly in Georgia when a tree fell on a man trying to clear the road.
ABC's M. Wynn has the latest from Tampa.
Overnight, Hurricane Idalia barreling inland through Georgia and the Carolinas after tearing past Florida's Big Bend. The storm surge inundating Charleston, the city's historic downtown, underwater. An apparent tornado caught on camera tossing this car into the air. That car's flying! Slamming it into another. The storm taking off the roof of this veterinary hospital in North Carolina. In Georgia, downed trees and more than 160,000 power outages reported in the state last night. But the fast-moving storm left behind more devastation in Florida.
The top of the roof just caved, slapped in on me and my 3 kids and my grandson. My daughter is pregnant. She's 5 months pregnant, but I was able to pull her out of it.
In Perry, 125-mile-per-hour winds knocking down this gas station. The powerful winds slicing through trees and stop signs. This home in Horseshoe Beach breaking apart and gone within minutes. In Crystal River, rescue crews using airboats to bring families and pets to safety. President Biden pledging federal support to the entire region.
I'm ready to mobilize that support of what they need. I don't think anybody can deny the impact of the climate crisis anymore. Just look around.
The marina here in St. Petersburg was flooded yesterday. You can still see scattered debris across the area. Meanwhile, Idalia continues to hug the East Coast as a tropical storm before it's expected to move out to sea this afternoon. M. Wynn, ABC News, St. Petersburg.
New overnight in South Africa, at least 73 people have died after a fire ripped through a multi-story building in Johannesburg that had been overtaken by homeless people. Authorities said many others were injured in the blaze, which broke out in the pre-dawn hours earlier today. An emergency management services spokesman says there might still be people trapped in that building. Authorities said the fire had largely been extinguished, but smoke was still seen seeping out of windows of the blackened building this morning in South Africa.
And before we go to break, new concerns about safety when it comes to baby formula and how it's produced. After a major shortage last year, the FDA has sent warning letters to 3 of the top infant formula makers over quality concerns. Bacteria is a major issue after it shut down an Abbott plant in Michigan last year. FDA inspectors found, quote, egregiously unsanitary conditions before the company addressed the concerns.
Bacteria growing from multiple sites and many signs of a disappointing lack of attention to the culture of safety in this product that is so essential to the lives of our most precious people.
As it turns out, Abbott wasn't the only company with bacteria issues. Reckitt Mead Johnson investigators described multiple water leaks and standing piles of spilled formula in the letter to Perrigo. The FDA said bacteria was found in finished formula. But there is good news. The FDA says products currently on the market are safe, thanks to previous recalls, which the FDA says were effective.
10 minutes past the hour, 77 degrees.
Still to come, Apple is looking into 3D printing for some of its most popular items, how it works, and when customers can expect changes. That's before 6:30.
Hundreds of bills become state law tomorrow. After the break, we're breaking down one that's focusing on kids attending drag shows.
It's Friday Eve here. We'll take it, 77 degrees. And yes, we expect things to heat up, but we're going to check in with Justin to see what we can expect over the Labor Day holiday. We'll be right back.